Hello, my beautiful friend. It's your friend Kevin with my friend Freddie the Teddy, Rufus the dog, and right back over there we've got Patrick the bear sitting up there. Today is, what is today? Oh, Saturday the 6th of May 2023. A day in history. King Charles III gets crowned at Westminster Abbey. If you're interested, this is your card of the day. Okay, so we're going to continue this week by using the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. And we're using our Archangel of the Week, which is Archangel Raziel, Major Arcana card, the number 1, the Magician, from Radley Valentine's Archangel Power Tarot deck. So let's get right to it. Father in the sky, angels of the earth, Mother of the earth, angels, ancestors, ascended masters from all corners, all realms, I welcome you to this space. Set the intention to see, hear, feel and know these words of spirit, and to convey these words in such a way that they are clear to all recipients. So be it, so shall it be. Right, there we go. Just picking a card at random. Oh, Sarapis Bey, Ascension. Now, this is a card I have not read and pulled in any reading I've ever done to date, and I've used these cards a fair bit. This message on the bottom is saying move into your true self. But the message is really clear. It's rise above the darkness and see the light that's here. So now I'm going to concentrate on the image, because that's where, for me, the information comes, is from studying this image and letting the Spirit's collective, bring me something for you to tug onto, really, coupled with the Magician. That I'd say, if you're rising above the darkness and you're realizing that there's light within your heart, there's light within your soul, there's light within your being, the lightness, the joy, the love, the harmony, happiness, those elements that I would say most people continue to strive for. Archangel Raziel is saying it isn't necessarily a secret, because you've got the magic within you to shine that light bright and to go after what it is that you truly desire. And sometimes we find ourselves sitting in confusion and sitting in the not knowing, and really being bombarded with the everyday, mundane, physical worries, woes, challenges of our physical existence. This is when you balance, not if it's becoming burdensome, if it's becoming heavy, find the magic that allows you to rise above the darkness, and realize that in that magic of changing the thought, changing the perspective, taking a different position, you can be basically this Egyptian god, which is what we're seeing here. Nothing but opulence. We have the macabre right above his head. I want to bring this up a little bit. If you see that, Metatron's cube. We've got a double-headed serpent as part of the headdress, being that you are completely protected. And then we have the infinity symbol at the third eye center. And this is just suggesting that you've got to see that you are and have the power inside you, and that anything and everything is completely limitless. And we've got this gorgeous gold headdress. I mean, I would say this Sarapis Bey represents the symbolism of absolute opulence, of which you can be opulent. Now, I rather flippantly, which is really odd that this should come up and that he should come up and this message should come up, I rather flippantly and jokingly and jovially, whatever you want to call it, talked about King Charles III going to Westminster Abbey today to have a bejeweled crown popped on his head. Again, I would have to say the way I look at that is symbolism in history and the long lineage that has gone before him, aside from our most recent resistance that folks have of where the stones came from and being careful to do this, that and the other thing, being very sensitive to everybody. True, that's very true. This modern day coronation is being very sensitive to all groups and being very aware of the fact that in the past, some of this pomp, circumstance, ceremony, opulence, if you will, has created great controversy among people. I think if I don't understand something, I've got two choices. I seek to understand more and learn more to get a better understanding, or I ignore it as being something that I really don't need to pay attention to right now. And either way is a wrong choice. It is just a choice in period. And what I find myself doing, I don't know about you, is I will take a slightly deeper dive until I get to the point where I know within my heart, my soul, this is not serving my greater purpose. And I leave it right where it is and move on. Now, some people might find that brusque, blunt, uninterested. No, not really. It is, well, if it serves me, I'm going to be pulled in toward it. If it's not serving me, I'm not going to be interested in it. But I am going to at least peek through the curtain to see, well, what does this have to say? We're going to get on with the this reading for today and talk about why Sarapis Bey has showed up to give you what it is you need to know for right now. Being that he, I mean, just a gorgeous, divine Egyptian god that's talking about ascension. But I think the ascension they're talking about right now is the rising above the darkness. Rising above the difficulties and the challenges and the strife that you feel you have. The problems that you feel you might be facing. Because let's face it, it's an idea at the moment. There may be some definite trouble. There may be some definite strife. You may be experiencing the idea that, wow, you know, just lost a job, just lost a friend, experiencing grief. All of those things are real. How do you ascend and rise up above it? Well, first of all, you recognize where you are, because you can't get anywhere unless you really recognize and accept where you are at this moment. So a bit more about Sarapis Bey is the light keeper in charge of ascension, and once he served as a priest in a place called Luxor in Egypt. It's said that he helped those pass across into the light. So a little bit like Archangel Raziel, to bring comfort to those who are really moving from one difficult, challenging, awkward situation into the light of God, into the light of spirit, into the light of everything that's possible. But we can do it now, because Sarapis Bey has come to call order to rising up. Ascension means rising up. That's basically what it means. Get up, rise up. He's here to remind us basically of those stories, like the stories of Christ, how Christ resurrected after death. I'm not suggesting that today is the day that you mourn your past or deceased loved ones. Perhaps you do rise above the grief, whatever that grief is that's going on in your world. But Sarapis Bey can help guide us from the lower states of being, the lower states of consciousness, back up into a higher state of consciousness. You know, It's said that his energy is a bit like that phoenix, giving us support to move out of whatever mental hell or darkness that we might find ourselves in. It's interesting to note that if you look up into the night sky, where it's all dark, right now it's the full moon, but you can't see it, stars or the moon or anything about the night sky, without having that darkness. So if you've experienced lately, right now, or you know someone that has, perhaps going through a low state of being, trauma, depression, either remind yourself or remind them that there is a new beginning waiting to emerge. And that we should all be aware of the growth that we're now experiencing. I personally believe that we're all born perfect. It's other people that decide that we have imperfections. And other people who've made a decision that we've got imperfections, whatever that is, place those burdens upon us by what they say, how they act, what they do. No need to blame them, because that's on them. They're the ones that feel it, see it, and place it upon other people. However, where it gets twisted is when we begin to believe that we're not perfect. That's so twisted. What I believe, what I had to learn to believe, is yes, we are born and built out of perfection, and there is room for improvement, and I'm certainly on the road of wanting to know what that improvement looks like, what that growth looks like, what that light looks like. You know, even if somebody is perhaps without a physical sense, sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell, all those things that almost went bye-bye when COVID came along and that virus attacked those senses, have developed a way of coping. So there is the miracle of magic to say, listen, you may feel like you've lost something. You might feel like you're without something. You might feel like, well, you know, life would be better if I was more perfect, if I was better, if I had this, if I had that. Stop it. You do in different ways. Listen, when I channel, I don't know about other people, but when I channel in spirit, I'm now fully aware that it's not just one spirit that comes. It is a load of them. And they collectively bring this energy together. Some channels have brilliantly called them the collective. Some physical channels give them names. Brilliant. Does it make it wrong or right? No. I think those names and those labels the spirits give us because the human doesn't know what to do without putting a label on it. This is why I feel like living in this world right now, in our modern society, is so delicious. Because we have folks who are flopping about with gender identity, non-binary. I'm not really quite sure what all that means, but what I am aware of is having a label of male, female, good, bad, white, black. That's just labels. It is what folks do with it that makes the difference. So I can't speak for other people. I can only speak for myself, but I catch myself all the time. Why am I making it mean this? Or why am I making it mean that? And that's where the ascension comes. That's where the epiphanies come. That's where that 1% improvement comes to saying, ooh, I just realized this and I'm going to change it, or I'm going to work with it, or I'm going to alter it some way, somehow to make it what? Better. Ascension is to go somewhere lighter, better, greater. For yourself, for you. Not to impress other people, because they're busy doing what they need to do to impress people that they want to impress. See what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. Have a great Saturday. Would you please like this video, keep subscribing, and if you want to, plop a comment below. I love reading them. I love responding to them. I love you. Have a great Saturday. Until tomorrow. Bye bye.